Hey folks, welcome back. Today's just a little PSA. So I did a video on how to update this radio, the RadioMaster TX12, about a month or two ago, and a lot of people are having a lot of success updating their radio and the internal multi-protocol module using that video. But just recently, I've stumbled across a few people that were having issues after updating their radio. And after a bit of back and forth and trying to figure out what the heck was going on, I noticed that their radio was saying no telemetry. In that menu, you should be seeing the firmware version of your internal multi-protocol module, like shown here with version 1.3.3.0 on it. These other radios are showing no telemetry after updating the firmware, and they're not able to bind to anything. And it turns out that this is an issue that RadioMaster has recently figured out as of the 15th of September. Due to the global chip shortage, the newer radios coming out had a different MCU installed on the multi-protocol module. They're using the C8 MCU rather than the CB MCU. Older radios have a CB, new ones have a C8. Yeah, really nice of them to make that super close. There is a different version of the firmware that you need to install on your multi-protocol module. Again, we're going to come back to the downloads.multimodule.org, and I'll put a link to this in the video description and a link to the article from RadioMaster talking about the changes. And when you're looking at the jumper, or the RadioMaster TX12, there are two of them now. They're both CC2500 modules, but this one, it says 64 kilobytes. That is the newer version. So basically, if you go to update your multi-protocol module and now you're seeing no telemetry and you can't bind anything and nothing's working, you probably flashed the wrong firmware. So try the other one. If you have an older radio, this is going to be the one you want, the RadioMaster TX12 internal module CC2500. A newer radio, you want the RadioMaster TX12 internal module 64 kilobyte CC2500. And I believe this also applies to the jumper T8 as well, because we have our older radio module here, and then we have the newer one with the 64 kilobyte module. After that, everything's the same. You should be able to see what version is on your multi-protocol module when you're in your radio setup menu. Little changes like this, we're going to be seeing things like that, especially with the chip shortage and manufacturers still wanting to get out product, but have to veer away from their original design. So it's something that we're going to have to do. All right, folks, real quick one. I just want to get that out there. This video will be linked in the other video, and the other video will be linked in this video up here if you want to see the whole process on how to update the firmware on this radio. And this also applies to basically all the jumper radios with the internal module. What other ones are 64? No, it looks like it's just the T8 and T12. So this really only applies to T8 and the T12. But anyways, hopefully this will help alleviate some headache. If you like what I'm doing here, like, subscribe. Want to be a big supporter, go to Patreon. Go to tweetfv.com if you want to get yourself some sick radio grips for your jumper T8 and TX12. And click the affiliate links there and show me some support. All right, folks, quick one. And as always, stay positive. See you around.